Do they get married pretty young in Syria, or is it different now?
So usually like just after you graduate, like 1 year from the graduation. So like you are 23 years, 24. This is like...
That's pretty young, actually.
Yeah.
Are there like arranged marriages out there?
So mostly yes. But like the way arranged marriage is, so like my family know other family. They have like a daughter, and then they ask them. They know the family, they know the father, they know everything about them, and then the guy go and see the girl, and if they like each other, then they get married. It's not like something forced. No.
So you get a choice, right?
You get choice, yeah, for
That's
sure.
good.
It's like, you know, the way I think about it is like Tinder. Seriously.
You're like left or right.
But it's Tinder, but like your family doing the work. Like they go.
Your mom and dad are swiping left and right for you.
Yeah, once they agree on someone, and then you go, and like if you guys agree, this is like like most relationship right now is like that.
I mean,
like how you meet someone, you know?
Yeah, so they say the number one way that people meet is by being introduced by somebody else.
Yes.
But now number 2 is online.
Right.
Yes.
In this country, by the way, right? So that's Syrian Tinder over there, right?
Yeah.
The parents control that, right? Man.
Yeah, the way they say it, like arranged marriage, like the way when they say it, like it feels like they force you like to get married, but they don't. Like they don't force the girl, they don't force the guy.
Yeah.
They just get them together.
Yeah.
And if they like each other, they get married. And it's very quick, actually. Once they like each other,
it's like boom.
Few months,
Because Syria is mainly Muslim, or is there different religions there?
So yeah, you can say like 70% Muslims.
And so, correct me if I'm wrong, but in the Muslim culture, the males are not even supposed to date or do anything with the girl until they're married, right?
That's true, yes.
So that's why they do real fast, because they're like, man, I've been waiting 23 years. Like, I need to get this done. Yeah, I'm just kidding. But, you know, it is kind of like that, though, right? If they're true practicing Muslims, right? Like, because I've had some friends that were like Muslim and like stricter ones, right? Or like I watch TV shows, like they show the 90 Day Fiance. This guy's from Jordan, right? And he's Muslim. And he's basically a virgin, and he's trying to marry this American girl who's like has like bikini pictures on Instagram, and like his family is like really angry, thinking, you know, your girlfriend's this and that, and she's putting shame to our family, and he's just like in love with her, and he's never been with anybody, right? And so yeah, is it kind of like that, similar like in Syria, as far as like the men don't really date until they actually meet their wife, or do they get to date and stuff?
So they have like few months to date.
But can you date other women until it's going to be your wife, or it has to be that one?
So it has like, you get like kind of engagement when like you go and you see the girl, and like like there's like acceptance, you know.
So you guys kind of test drive.
You have engagement, like you have a like kind of engagement.
Yeah.
And if everything went well with the engagement, few months, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And you guys want to continue, then you can continue. If you want just to break it, you break it.
So you get a chance before you actually marry to test it out. You get test drives in Syria.
It's like same here. Like why people do engagement?
Yeah.
Or like here, like the way they do it, they live together.
Yeah.
They try like the marriage life for a few months. They live together. They do everything, and then if they like it, they continue, or not, they break up. So in Syria, like you don't do anything. You just like you meet, you talk, and like there's no touching. So
yeah, that's what I mean. Like no physical touch,
no
right?
Physical touch.
No kissing?
No kissing.
And you can't even kiss in public, right?
No, you can't kiss.
Wow. Are the women covered in Syria too, or is it kind of just they don't have to be covered?
No, you don't need to have to be covered.
But they still follow the values of the like no touching until marriage and all that kind of stuff. Wow. That's crazy.
This is like, you know, the rules, but you know there is always something.
I know there's like as long as the parents don't find out, that's what it is, right?
You know,
like
even like for dating, you know.
Yeah.
When we were younger, like you date and stuff, but like the parents doesn't need to know.
Yeah, exactly, right?
So
Trust me, my parents they don't need to know my dating life. But
but still, like, no touching. Like, you have to stay virgin, like, both stay virgin
Really?
until marriage. Yeah.
that's crazy. Wow. That's pretty interesting, right?
I feel like
I
it's
think
a
don't
sacred
like it, like-
practice
Yeah.
anyway.
I mean,
That's hard.
yeah, I wouldn't say that I don't like it, because if I grew up in the culture,
Yeah.
it would be normal to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But in my culture, at least, not my culture, in America, where when I grew up, like in the 80s and the 90s, especially the 90s, I think the 90s was like the love and sex generation, to be honest, because they had all those R&B songs like Jodeci
Baby
and
making music.
yeah, it was baby making music. So like literally like all the music, the most popular music in the 90s was like baby making music. Like it was music to have sex to, basically.
Yeah.
So like, and I don't even know what it is now. Like, I mean, it's probably super screwed up now because of social media and all that kind of stuff. But when I was coming up, like sex was a big thing, like for young people. Like I remember I had friends that lost their virginity like at 10 and 12. And I'm like, I lost my virginity at 16. And I thought I was one of the oldest out of all my friends. Well, shoot, my parents are gonna find out. Whatever. Anyways, so I lost my virginity at 16, and I was the oldest of all my friends when they lost their virginity, right? So in the culture that I grew up in the Bay Area and in American culture, like I mean, kids are like having sex young, like especially even now, like you got 14, 15-year-olds getting pregnant, like not married, like just basically through whatever. So I it's just different. Like I don't want to say that I would never say that yours is worse or mine is worse. It's just different, because I'm sure if I grew up in Syria and I had a family that trained me and taught me that this is how life is supposed to be, then it would be normal to me. Like I wouldn't even have the urge or the thought. I mean, obviously you have the urges because you're human, right? But the values would come in and be like, no, I have to wait till we're married and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, it's like the whole system is like different. Like
Yeah.
it's not just this. Like just everything is different. That's why like for us like it's normal.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's normal for
Right.
you guys, right? Yeah.